So here's a fun, simple project you can use with things around your house like beads, pipe cleaners, and cupcake liners. One of the neat things about using cupcake liners is that they come in all sorts of different colors and patterns, and they have some interesting designs, and so you can really make some interesting flowers with them. You can also find all different kinds of beads. I even have ones that change color in the sunlight, which I really love. So you can make so many different kinds of flowers, and it's just so pretty. So after you've gathered your materials, you can start making them. I like to do a stack of 3 different cupcake liners of varying sizes, and a lot of my bigger ones are the same size. So what I like to do is first flatten them all out because it makes it easier to work with and it looks a little bit more like a flower. Um, but I do like that they have different sizes of cupcake liners as well, and they have different patterns, and I really like how we can have different colors, different patterns for the 3 different sections of the flower. But you flatten them out. It doesn't have to be perfectly flat, just, more flat than they normally are. And then the next thing you do is you pick one to make into the medium sized one. So I chose the pastel pink one to do, and so I'm just going to cut around the perimeter and make it into a smaller medium-ish size circle. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. I'm just choosing to go a little bit slower because I am working on not being as fixated on quote unquote perfectionism. I'm doing better, but I do like to try to keep it somewhat even, and going slower usually helps me with that. But then if you put these together, you see you have your large and your medium. The next one is a small, and sometimes cutting the middle medium sized one smaller makes it about the same size as this small cupcake liner that I have, so then I just trim a little bit extra off around the edges of the smallest one, just so you can see the different 3 layers better. But again, you can go as fast or as slow as you want. You don't have to trim it if you don't want to. It's all what you want to do. There are no rules. It's art. Art is full of freedom and expression, so don't worry about it. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to layer the 3 different cupcake liners like so, and then you're going to take your pipe cleaner. And I chose a green one to mimic the stem, and then I decided that I would put a yellow little piece of pipe cleaner on the top for the inside of the flower where I'm going to put the beads. Just because I thought it would look nicer than the green one, but you don't have to do that. You can have it be green or a different color if you want. Really, there are no rules. It's whatever you want to do. Sometimes the pipe cleaner can be a bit tricky to stick through the 3 different cupcake liners, but sometimes it's real easy. So just do whatever works best. I'm going to be using some of my color changing beads for that change color in the sunlight, some yellow ones. And I'm also choosing to use some of my regular yellow beads. So you can choose whatever colors you want. You don't even have to do beads if you don't want to, but I just like the different component that it adds to the flower. But it's whatever you want. This is just a guideline that you can use to help you figure out how you want to do it. But by all means, do what you want to do with it. There's no right way or wrong way. This is just the way I've happened to do it. But I like to do a little pattern of alternating bead colors on my flowers. And so then after you've gotten a few beads on, you can take the other end of the pipe cleaner and stick it back through so it's sort of a loop. Again, you don't have to. This is just how I do it. And you can leave it at just one if you want, but I like to do multiple. So as soon as I get this pipe cleaner through to the other side and twist it to secure it into place, I will be starting another one because that's just my personal preference. But again, do it the way you want to. See, there's the first little loop. It came undone, but we can fix it. That's one nice thing about pipe cleaners. You can redo it. It's pretty forgiving material. But It's whatever you want. Let your voice shine through. There are things only you can do. And it's just a simple little project. We don't need to stress. Stressing is overrated anyhow, and worrying. But after we've gotten the first one secured, we can start on the next one, if this is the route you want to take. But that's the route I choose to take. That's one thing nice about art, is that you can make it the way you want to. And I think these flowers are pretty. And if you want to make some too, that's great. If not, that's fine too. But I'm choosing to add a second one and then a third one. So after we've got the second one secure, we can work on the third one. Make sure that it's secure to the stem pipe cleaner, because otherwise it might fall off and then you might have beads flying everywhere, and we don't need that kind of mess. Not that there's that many beads, but still, we don't need mess, we don't need stress, we don't need worry, we just need some chill time to have fun and to create and just be. It's nice to be happy. But as soon as it's secure, you'll be able to finish up your flower. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time because the pipe cleaner ends, if you cut them, can be a little bit tricky. But it's okay, we've got this. There's no need to get, antsy and anxious. It's not that deep. But with my pattern, since I start with the color changing beads, I needed an extra one because I only had 2 left, and I've been doing a pattern of 5 beads per little loopy. But it's okay, we got this, and I'm almost done with mine. I'd love to see how yours turn out. But after you got all your beads on your little pipe cleaner piece, you can loop it around and then secure it after you loop it in and get it through the 3 layers of cupcake liners, and you'll almost have a finished flower. But there's one thing after the little loopies that you can do, you don't have to. I just think it adds a nice little layer to the flower and makes it a little more realistic if that's what you're going for. But to be fair, it's cupcake liner flower with beads. Like, it's not gonna look realistic like some of the drawings and paintings people do, but I think it looks pretty cute. So after you finish that, you'll take the green cupcake liner that you might want to get so you can make a leaf, and so you'll stick it, after folding the green one in half, you'll stick it through towards the end so you can have a leaf on your stem. And again, sometimes the pipe cleaner is a little bit tricky, but it's okay, we got this. It's a really simple project and we don't need to worry. So what I like to do, just to keep it a little more secure and so it doesn't flap open and all that, is to get a little piece of tape, loop it around to make it double-sided, or you could get actual double-sided tape. It's whatever you want to do, or you can use glue if you want. Could get a little bit messy if you use glue, but if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I'm not going to judge. There's no reason to judge. It's whatever you want it to be. And I like to do 2 little pieces of my makeshift double-sided tape just to help secure it and keep it flat. And then the last little step I like to do is to fold the end of it over and then tape it to secure it in place. And after you do all that, your flower will be done, unless you want to add more leaves, which, again, you can do. It's whatever you want. But yeah, that's my cupcake liner flower. I hope you enjoyed it. I also made a blue one, so it's really whatever you want to make it. It's really fun and simple. So when you take your color changing beads out in the sun, they start changing colors. It's a little bit difficult to tell on the flowers, but you can see it's starting to get deeper. But it starts off like this, clear white, and then after leaving in the sun for a little bit, maybe 10-15 seconds, it changes colors. Thanks for watching!